So we've been on the road for a couple of hours. We left William Creek Campground and started heading south. Last night we actually had dinner at William Creek Hotel, which was very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice fire roaring in the centre of the restaurant. It was really
so
lovely.
warm compared to outside. It was cold.
It was. But we said goodbye to William Creek this morning and we actually stopped in at Strangways Springs. Now, we haven't seen too much on Strangways Springs and we weren't really sure what to expect, but it was amazing. It really was great, wasn't it?
As you mentioned, there's nothing on YouTube. I specifically, after you mentioned it, I had never heard of it. So I jumped onto YouTube last night. There's not a single thing on YouTube on it. And in Google, there's some Google images and that's about it. Sorry, I'm just slowing in for a car. I was unsure of what to expect by it, but...
it's a porta potty.
Mobile toilet.
Mobile toilet, yeah.
I was absolutely blown away by it. It was incredible. The ruins were amazing and the springs were absolutely... I was surprised the way they were so high.
Yeah, so that's obviously due to the artesian pressure. From the actual pressure that comes up from the artesian basin, that's actually obviously forcing the water up, and from what I understand, it actually forces the soil and the dirt, the rocks up as well. So apparently they'll still grow over time. Yeah,
look, some of them, it was definitely incredible. It was worth the walk. I wish we actually, once again, I'm going to say it again, and this is where, as we're walking around these places, we're going, we can't wait for next year because we've got 3 weeks holiday. That's it. That's all we've got for this trip. So unfortunately there is, and with the roo, everything like that, everything's just been put much tighter schedule. We could have spent probably a day there.
So we only did the one walk. There's actually 2 walks there because there's also a wool, what do they call it? A wool shed. We'll have to put it down.
Yeah, I've got the map and everything.
But there's 2 walks there, and honestly, you need to photograph it at certain times of the day. But I really do hope that you enjoy what we've captured and that you get inspired to come and stop in as well, because it's really worth it.
As always, thanks to our supporting partners and subscribers for joining us on our filthy off-road adventures. It's a walk you girls can do. So we've walked in up here, so we're here now. So that's that one there, hey? You can see it goes all the way up there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go, we haven't got time to do these ones today, which was kind of ridiculous. We haven't got time. Once again, we're gonna come back here, but we want to do springs, don't we?
Yeah.
So, is it Spring Falls?
Mount Springs Walk we're doing. This one.
So this one here, yeah. So basically through here, goes past telegraph poles, cemetery, which we don't normally do. But you do get to go through the sediment, which is pretty cool. So we still do, you can see the sediment just up here. Okay, let's keep going. Oh wow.
Tell you what, whoever puts this together is amazing.
Seriously, why does no one talk about this place? I mean, I know we haven't seen any of the ruin stuff, but it does my head. It just surprised me that there's this level of like infrastructure, for the lack of a better word, but yet it's just not talked about. Looking forward to seeing this. Let's go.
In a world full of sorrows, what for? You watch the world from the place beneath the willow, the willow. So many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow.
Wow. This rock is everywhere, so it just seems incredible that they've used literally stone walls as edges of for stockyards. It's incredible. This place is huge. The wool shed is massive. Certainly would have been quite a substantial little town in its day. Sort of around that 1860s is the period, and then the girls helping Lisa take photos. This is another one of those places that no one talks about, Lisa.
No, I know.
Why do people not talk about this?
I don't even know how I found it. I think
What's a smithy?
that's blacksmith.
Blacksmith?
Yeah.
I've just never heard of it called a smithy, that's all. So this was the blacksmith. Sorry, but yeah, like everyone talks about, you know, Coward Springs. They talk about, obviously, Lake Eyre, that's a given. But there's so many things they don't talk about, and this is definitely one of them. I'd never heard of it, ever.
Yeah.
You know, even it's not to the scale of Farina, but it's not far off it. Like Farina, obviously, Farina's another one that's kind of starting to get a lot more popular now, isn't it? It's all right, we'll get the shadows out of Lise. It's getting a lot more popular now, but yeah, I just don't understand how things like this people literally go past them. So this is actually this whole area is classed as the homestead, isn't it, Lise? The settlement. So this is all the settlement. So we're now going to head up here, which takes us up to the Mound Spring Walk.
Serve these for drinking water for cattle.
Okay. Sorry, Paige, you can go back in. So little zebra finches.
Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always...
So this is up the top and it actually runs down the side here. So it's all up here, this one's quite muddy. So it's all full of water. You couldn't tell where it was from the track. I'll show you in a second where we turned up. But basically it just goes there and it runs all the way down the side of the mountain, or hill, not mountain. Down there, so you've got to walk up the hill a bit. So I'm suggesting it's probably on all of these rocks, and it looks at, if you have a look at this over here, it looks like there's one on top of this one as well. So I don't know if you want to come to this one as well, Elise, or?
Sure.
Would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Not sure, but it just kind of looks like there's a opening up here, so let's have a look. I reckon it almost looks like that first one. Yeah, it looks like it might be empty though. Almost. Wow.
Hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds that turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone.
So this section here is really cool. There's a number of springs here, so you come along the path along here and there's just these pointer signs to say that there's a point of interest. There's no defined path into them, but there's two small climbs up to the two different So basically to this one here and to the one down the end there as well. So basically just 2 little climbs up to 2 little, well, bubblers or springs, whatever they are. And then there's one here called Cutting Glass. Now Cutting Glass, I'm just going to chuck the drone up and send it across because you're actually not allowed to climb up on it because it's a fragile ecosystem or fragile environment. So we're not going to climb up that and just be us and not do the wrong thing basically. But I'm gonna chuck the drone up and see what we can find up there. You can definitely tell it's a rock, but there's all this green grass and everything on top. So pretty cool environment up there.
Nice.
All right, this is awesome.
That's amazing.
It's yeah, it's been really fun so far, and the girls are absolutely loving it because it's pastoral land. You can bring your girls with you. So
just watch the 1080.
just yeah, please, if you bring your dogs out here, absolutely keep them on a lead at all times. Because there is 1080 in most of this area. There's some pastoralists that won't run it, but the majority of them do. And it is a horrendous death. We won't get into the politics of 1080, but we're not fans, that's for sure. All right, let's go. Have we got any more springs?
I think so. I think we're only halfway through.
Okay, cool. Let's see the next one. I'm not sure if this mic will pick this up, but have a listen to this water. As soon as we walked up, Lisa's gone, there's definitely water here with all these reeds. And it's absolutely full of water. It's like dry where we are. And right there, yeah, whereabouts? Yeah, just where Lisa's pointing. So just probably about a metre to her left, it's swamp. It's incredible. Yet solid where we are, rock. This place is incredible. So there you go. So we've just come around the corner more. It's called Waterfall Spring, and you can see why. Let me just see if I can get the camera in. You can really smell the artesian water. It's a very strong smell. I'm going to see if we can get around the back here and have a look. Looks like I can get up the back here. Let's go, girls. So it's obviously coming up through the ground here, and obviously goes over. We'll have a look. There's obviously a low point over here. So from there through, wow, this is beautiful. Thanks, Ivy. I haven't got my bag with me because it's got my laptop and everything like that, and it weighs about 25 kilos. So I'll just chuck my drones, everything in my front of my hoodie. Just drop my freaking drone. Anyway, we'll see if it still works.
Heard you want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.